Welcome back to the channel. My name is a-bomb. Welcome back to Football Manager 2022 and another special video looking at Mad Scientist's 1992-93 database. So our second video on this database. Yesterday we had a look around the world of football from the year 1992, having a look at some clubs and some of the top players around and some of the younger players that would become some of the best players in the world. The database is available right now for you to download. Links are in the description to get hold of that database. Also links to Mad Scientist socials down there, Twitter, Twitch, and also a link to Patreon where you can pledge just $1 a month to get early access to future databases. But today we're doing something a bit different. I have simulated overnight to present day in the 1992 database. So we've gone forward 30 years to present day, to 2022. So this is where we are. We are on the 1st of June. So I think the first thing we'll check is the Premier League, and top of the news feed, you can see that Oldham have been promoted back to the Premier League. Of course, Oldham Athletic were in the inaugural Premier League season. We can now see that the Premier League is the top league in the world. When we started in 92, Serie A was top, but the Premier League has overtaken it, and the current champions are Chelsea, beating Leeds on goal difference to the title, 93 points each. And also, there are 9 teams in Europe. That is unheard of. So Chelsea won the league, Leeds United, Arsenal finished in the top 4. Southampton get the Champions League in 6. So Southampton must have either won the Europa League or the Champions League. And then we've got Tottenham and Crystal Palace in the Europa League. Middlesbrough in the Europa League, probably by winning they would have won the FA Cup. You've got Man City in, it's the Cup Winners' Cup. Of course, that is the old European competition. We had the Cup Winners' Cup. Then we had the Intertoto Cup. Now we have the Europa Conference League. Southampton must have won either the Champions League or the Europa League. We're going to have to look into this because this is unreal that there's 9 teams. Almost half of the sides in the Premier League are going to be in Europe next season. That's unbelievable. Bottom 3, you can see that West Ham, Queen's Park Rangers and Millwall all got relegated. Not a good season for London sides. 3 London teams going down. Millwall with just 15 points as well. And also the 22-team format has stayed. It hasn't gone down to 20 because the Premier League, when it first started, had 22 sides in it. So if we go down to the first division, we can see that Oldham did get promoted via the playoffs. They joined Sheffield Wednesday and Newcastle United in the Premier League for the next season. And also down here, we've got Wolves and Derby in the playoffs, and Coventry, who started in the Premier League. And then we've got sides down here like Colchester. Notts County missed out on the Premier League. They got relegated the season before under Neil Warnock. They just about missed out in the Premier League, and they're still here in the first division. And the bottom 3, we've got Swindon, we've got Fylde. AFC Fylde, where did they start in 92? AFC Fylde have come all the way from non-league into the first division. So they've really climbed up the table. Of course, because we're 30 years into the future, none of the real players we had at the start are playing anymore. So, you know, the teams are full of regens. But what we can do, we can look at the past winners and see who's been winning the league titles. So if we go all the way back to 91-92, of course, Leeds were the champions. And then Man United did win 7 in a row. And Man United Leeds have won most of the league titles, it seems. We do have one for Arsenal here. That would be about 2004, I think. Yes, that would be 04-05, because you basically got to take off 29 from the year to get the actual year. So Arsenal won in 04-05. Then Liverpool won a league title. That would have been 2006. Then United won another one, and then Arsenal, Leeds. And then Chelsea started winning some. They won alternate titles, exchanging them with Liverpool, with Arsenal. And then past few seasons, Chelsea winning 3 out of 5. United winning the other 2. Tottenham, couple of second place finishes, but no titles for them. Blackburn with a second place finish in 2012. No massive surprises here, it seems. I mean, Leeds staying, towards the top, I guess is a surprise, but based on how good they were in the sort of late 80s, early 90s, I don't think it is. So let's have a look at who's taken charge of all these sides then. So Arsenal, we're going to look for some managers that we might recognise. Some of these players, like managers I won't recognise, like Jorge Valdano. I don't know who he is. But if we go down the sides, we'll see if there's anyone here that we recognise in terms of management. Steve Stone managing Chelsea, there you go. Steve McLaren in charge of Crystal Palace. Louis van Gaal, the Manchester United manager. Who have they gone through then? Alex Ferguson, of course, starts off as their boss. Ferguson only lasted 13 years, left in 1999, but won 7 leagues and 17 cups. Imagine if Ferguson had left United in 1999. Norwich City managed by Christian Vieri. Spurs managed by Marcel Desailly. Starts off the database as a Chelsea player, I believe. No, he hasn't got to Chelsea yet. He started off, he just joined Marseille from Nantes. but had a long career with Juve. Now he's managing Spurs. Any big records? 9-0, hasn't been beaten. 7-4, hasn't been beaten. Chelsea, though, got 109 points in 2045. Let's have a look at that season. I mean, I know there's 22 games, but still, 109 points. 35 wins, 4 draws, and just 3 defeats. That's an outstanding season. And Coventry, in a 22-game season, didn't even get double figures. 9 points. Lost 35 games that season. So we can have a look at the top scorers every season. So one player we didn't look at last time was Alan Shearer, playing for Blackburn Rovers. Only had a 3-year career with them. I went to AC Milan for 14 years and spent a couple of years at Norwich before retiring aged 38. But he was the top scorer in those first 2 seasons there for Blackburn Rovers. And then Gary Lineker got 29 for Arsenal. Lineker, where was he playing at the start of this? He was playing in Japan. He was playing for Nagoya Grampus. He spent 5 years at Arsenal before retiring, and he was a top scorer. Pizzi for Everton. Shevchenko getting a few golden boots for Manchester City. Spent 3 years there and then had a long career with the Leeds. 366 goals, 120 caps for Ukraine and 96 goals. That's an unbelievable scoring record for the national side. We can look at some of the goalkeepers and clean sheets. As expected, Peter Schmeichel dominating the clean sheets early on. We've got a player called Vioso. I don't know who he is. Toldo for Liverpool, Italian goalkeeper. Ian Walker getting clean sheets for Norwich. Can't look at his page, unfortunately. Gigi Buffon we did look at the start. Of course, he was a young goalkeeper playing for Parma. He spent 9 years at Parma and left in 2001. And then spent a long time at Man United. Almost 700 games for Man United. Retired at age 41. He's actually set to play until he's 46. Because I think he has recently signed a new deal for Parma. So he's going to be playing well into his 40s. Also, we've got Canizares here, Spanish goalkeeper, playing for Blackburn. We're in 2015 here. Buffon still keeping 19 clean sheets for Manchester United. And then average ratings, we've got Mark Hughes, we've got Darren Signo Anderton, Gary Speed, Veron, who's playing for Blackburn, starts off in Argentina. Made the move to the Premier League, but didn't join United or Chelsea. Pavel Nedved at Arsenal, one of the Czech Republic's greatest players. He's actually the assistant manager to Van Gaal at Man United. Figo, playing for Man United, one of Portugal's best players. A 12-year career with Man United. Also spent some time with Juve after leaving Sporting. Frank Lampard playing for Man United. Patrick Vieira playing for Liverpool as well. And we can look at assists as well. We're going to look at the other leagues as well and see who's been playing elsewhere. This may well be a long video. But looking at assists, again, we've got Veron here. We've got Petit, Figo. Andrea Pirlo playing for Arsenal. He spent 6 years there. He went to Bayern, went to Rangers, spent some time in Brescia. I think we had a look at the Premier League for enough. Let's jump over to Italy and have a look at Serie A, where AC Milan have won the league again on goal difference. Actually, no, is that head-to-head? It is, it's head-to-head. Milan won the league on head-to-head over Sampdoria, Napoli and Juve in the Champions League, Roma and Torino in the UEFA Cup, Inter Milan in the Cup Winners' Cup. So looking at some of the Serie A's best players, we've got Zola, top scorer in that first season. Mancini for Sampdoria. There's Alan Shearer again, playing for AC Milan. Rivaldo at Roma. We looked at Rivaldo, and he had a great career with Roma. 17 years there, almost 300 goals. Wonder where R9 has been. We'll have a look for R9, I think. Vieri, Raul, Trezeguet. Didier Drogba at Juventus. 5 years there, 3 years at Marseille. Almost 10 years at Barcelona. Van Bronckhorst, Zinedine Zidane, 17 years at AC Milan, 522 games for Zidane. Nedved, Simeone, Henrik Larsson at Inter Milan, Lee Bowyer playing for Juventus. There's Raul as well. Goalkeepers, there's Zenga, Peruzzi, Taibi, who was famous for being very disappointing at Man United. And we've got Theni, the Brazilian goalkeeper, famous for scoring multiple goals. AC Milan have won a lot of titles. Juventus have won a lot as well. They've won almost all of them, actually. Inter do have one. And recently Sampdoria did win the title. No Parma, unfortunately. Sorry, mad scientist. I don't see Parma near the top 3. In fact, they've actually spent a bit of time in Serie B. They've actually been relegated a couple of times. That's unfortunate. Heading over to Germany, Dortmund were in a bit of a trophy drought when we met them in 1992, but they have won the league by 4 points over Bayern. They did end their trophy drought. They won the league in 02, also won it in 05, and then 3 years in a row. Mönchengladbach with a trio there as well. They've done well and won another one since then. And then Bayern have won 6 of the last 8. So, best players in Germany, then Stefan Kuntz. There's Oliver Bierhoff, was very good for Germany. Henrik Larsson. Not recognising any of these players, really. You may well recognise some of these, but no, I don't recognise a lot of the attacking players in Germany. Bierhoff's the outstanding player there, I think. Looking at assists. There's Paul Lambert. So, we knew that he did make the move to Germany from Scotland. Actually joined Leverkusen in 1995. Look at some goalkeepers. Who's been in goal over there? What was Oliver Kahn doing at the start of this? We didn't actually look at Kahn, did we? There's Rene Higuita. He did the Scorpio kick, if I'm not mistaken. Or was that someone else? Was that Valdo? No, that was him, wasn't it? It wasn't Valderrama. They've got very similar hairstyles. What's Oliver Kahn been doing? Can we have a look at Kahn? Oliver Kahn started out at Karlsruhe in Germany, and then after a couple of years moved to Monaco. So he's been playing in France. Over to Spain. Who's been doing well in Spain? Real Madrid, 99 points as they win the league title over Barcelona. And as expected, the El Clasico sides have swept up in Spain. Not a single other side has won. So in real life, we've had Atletico win a couple, Valencia. But no, just Real Madrid and Barcelona all the way. Valencia finished third a few times, or second rather. Sporting Gijón with the second place there as well. And they get third. There's Atletico, there's Sociedad, there's Valencia, Zaragoza. Lots of different teams in third, but Real Madrid and Barcelona completely dominating Spain. So Spanish Primera, top scorers, Bunbury, Marcelo Salas. There's Drogba again. There's Thierry Henry. Did spend some time at Barcelona and did spend 5 years at Arsenal as well. So quite accurate there, actually. Left Monaco, spent a season in Hearts, and then went to Arsenal, then Forest, and then Barcelona. Looking at assists, we've got Michael Laudrup and Michel. We looked at Laudrup at the start, of course, for Denmark. Geiske Mendieta playing for Barcelona. Clarence Seedorf. Seedorf spent his last few years at Liverpool, but spent a lot of time at Real Madrid and at Manchester City. Mendieta, Riquelme there as well. Juan Roman Riquelme as well at Barcelona. Frank Lampard there at Real Madrid, retired at 38. Of course, starts out at West Ham. Spent some more time in England, a lot of time at Man United, and then moved to Real Madrid. Nice, the current champions in France. PSG second, Monaco third. Nice have won 4 of the last 5, with Marseille winning the other. Marseille have won some. Paris Saint-Germain have won a title. But a few different winners here. Looks like Monaco have won the most, but Marseille have got a few. Nice have got a few. There's Klinsmann and George Weah we looked at the start. Djorkaeff, Eric Cantona playing for Monaco. He's been there for like 4 years. Spent a few more years at Leeds United. Didn't go to Arsenal. Sorry, didn't go to Man United. Spent a few years at Arsenal as well. There's Crespo playing for AC Milan. Hernan Crespo from Argentina. Starts at River Plate. Went to Inter, Bremen, Bayern. Back to Argentina. And then to Marseille for 11 years. I have not seen R9 this whole time. It makes me worried that he hasn't really become very good. We'll have a quick look at Scotland and see who's won the league in Scotland. It's Dundee United. That is interesting. Rangers and Celtic have won the most, but Dundee have won the past 2 and also sneaked another one in there as well. So the old firm sides don't win every single one. There's Adam McCoy. He's got 21 goals quite early on in this, but I don't recognise anyone else there. I'm worried that Ronaldo has not really done anything. Let's see if we can find R9. Here he is. Oh God, he went all over the place. He was uncapped. Ronaldo, R9, not a single cap for Brazil. That's astonishing. Went to Fulham for a bit. Went to Japan, back to England, Man City, Charlton, Preston, Scotland. That's sad. That's actually quite sad that Ronaldo had such an underwhelming career. Not a single cap for Brazil. So looking at the Golden Boot winners, 1992 was won by Marco van Basten. These are the guys that won it in real life. After that, we can scroll up and see who actually won it here. So Michel was a player that won it for Real Madrid. Player that I'm not overly familiar with. It's not Michel Salgado, is it? He looks completely different. But here, spent his whole career with Real Madrid, won a few Ballon d'Ors. Who else have we got here? Figo won a few. There's Dennis Bergkamp playing for Man United. Del Vecchio. There's Henry. There's Raul for AC Milan. Henry, Pirlo. Lampard won one. And then you go into the regens. Lampard won the Golden Boot in 2015. So he was at 36 and he was like the best player in the world. That's mad. I need to see what happened in Europe because I need to see how we got 9 sides in Europe. So Southampton won the Champions League, beating Sampdoria in the final. Arsenal won the UEFA Cup, beating Roma. And Middlesbrough won the Cup Winners' Cup, beating Ajax. So you ended up with 9 sides in Europe. That's unbelievable. Right, national football. Who won the World Cup? Who won the Euros? Title holders, South Africa. Okay. South Africa are good. First ever African side to win the World Cup. And there were runners up the time before that as well. France beat them. Okay, this isn't going to be exactly as it should be because 2022 is obviously 1993. So the World Cup isn't in the year it should be. But we can at least see, you know, what the national teams are like. So England in the next World Cup did win. They beat the Netherlands in Qatar. Germany then won, beating Italy. Argentina then were back-to-back World Cups. And then Spain. And then Germany and then France. So Europe were 3 in a row there. And then South Africa win it after being runners-up the year before. Who is the current England manager? Can we see that? Trevor Francis. Trevor Francis, manager of England, 68 years of age. At the start, it's Graham Taylor. Then we had a guy called Idiakes, then Mazzoni, then Hiddink, Peter Kenyon. Sean Dyche was the England manager for about a year before retiring. Then we had Steve McLaren, poor guys. Then Glenn Hoddle, a bit later than he did in real life. And then had Steve Bold for 2.5 years. Now we've had Trevor Francis. So England won a World Cup. What about the European Championship? Yeah, they did win that most recently, actually, beating Serbia in the final. France winning 4. Italy and Germany winning 1 each as well. Wales runners up as well. That's nice to see. And also the Netherlands there. Again, I'm conscious of time. I do want to see what the world transfer record is. So I've got the world record progression. Of course, the current record's Neymar to PSG for, was it 200 million? So 1990, Roberto Baggio moving to Juventus from Fiorentina was a world transfer record. £8 million was the world record in 1990. And then in 92, it was broken 3 times. First of which was Jean-Pierre Papin moving to Milan from Marseille. That was 10 million. And then Gianluca Vialli moved to Juventus from Sampdoria for 12 million. And then Gianluigi Lentini moved to Milan from Torino for 13 million. And then that record stayed for 4 years until R9 moved to Barcelona from PSV. So the world record in 1992 was 13 million. So we got all the way back to the start. We can see that that record was broken so many times. In 1992, Davos Schuker moving, Dan Petrescu also. And the world record went to 18.25 million. I mean, the season after that, it was absolutely blown out of the water, and the highest transfer was Jurgen Klinsmann moving to Liverpool for 45. Then Maurizio Gans for 51. And then it got blown away again. Batistuta moving for £77 million to Man United. Then Roy Keane moved to Man United for £85 million. Then Figo blew that record away, £119 million to Man United. And then that's the record for quite a while. In fact, that might be the highest so far. 119? There's 109. Who was that? Ongenda. That record stayed until 2014. But Luis Figo did hold the record for a number of years for his move to Man United. I'm always interested in doing these simulations. They're so much fun. And I could look at this all day. And I know there's going to be players that I haven't shown you that you maybe want to see, or clubs that you want to see. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this save file available in the description below so you can actually load the save in this year, in 2051. Of course, you can download the database for yourself in 1992. And it only took me 1 night to simulate to 2051. It was 1 evening and then about another hour or 2 after that. So it really wasn't too long at all. So once again, thank you to the mad scientist for putting so much time and effort into one of these throwback databases. Again, he's put over 2,000 hours of work in on FM and on the editor to make this happen. And they're always such fun. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, drop a like down below and leave comments. They're the best ways to support my channel. And if you haven't done so already, or if you're new, then do subscribe, turn notifications on so you don't miss a single video of, you know, any other videos I might have. No, we've got the Journeyman underway currently, and, you know, there's going to be odd videos here and there as well, looking at other stuff. So yeah, subscribe so you don't miss any other videos. Of course, support the Mad Scientist. Go and follow him on all the socials. Follow him on Twitter and on Twitch. And if you do want to support him for future databases, if you pledge just $1 a month, you can get access to future databases early. But again, as always, this has been so much fun. Hopefully you've enjoyed it as much as I have. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.